episode of Woodburn's Solving Your China Business Pain Points. My name is Christina Cola-Colucci. I'm the Head of Business Advisory at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors. And in today's episode, we are going to be looking at managed office spaces and whether they are the smarter option for you as you launch and start up your business in China. Now, as we know, ideas are easy, implementation is hard. One thing we all learn as aspiring businesses is that there's a whole lot more to being a business owner or entrepreneur or leader than just coming up with the initial concept. This is true in China as well, where image of a company and a leader are important. Choosing the right office space or working environment for your launch in China is on the list of essentials. And a one-size-fits-all approach simply doesn't work. Each new business is unique. We are all in different sectors and different industries. We need to consider the needs of the business, the working style, as well as price. Not long ago, the business office was an asset in itself, something that leaders would pay for and maintain themselves. However, in recent years, and obviously with COVID, we've seen a real shift in the way we work and how office spaces are perceived. The rise of the managed office or serviced office has been a slow and steady one, but these days, many businesses are reaping the benefits of this co-working environment. So I wanted to highlight 6 benefits of choosing a business center, a co-working space, a managed office space in China. The first one is saving money on startup costs. We know that the costs of starting up a business in China are significant, and we have to evaluate fully each one as part of our initial research. Office costs may be low on many people's priority lists, but they can soon add up to a monumental figure and can affect your margins. When going down the traditional office hire route, there are many things to consider. When you start up the business, you'll have to furnish the space yourself, cover the costs of Wi-Fi, phone lines, utility bills, cleaning services, hire reception staff, etc. Whereas all of these things are covered when you go to a business center or co-working space. The second point, and this is for me the most critical, is that office spaces can grow with the business. You need to have an office space that can grow with the business because you don't know at what speed you're actually going to grow and scale in the Chinese market. Flexibility is key when a business is in its initial phase. Some companies take off overnight, while others achieve more of a slow growth effect. A challenge that many companies face is not knowing which way their business will go and being unsure whether to commit to a fixed office contract. Don't forget, many businesses can also go in a roller coaster phase where they scale and then go down a bit and then scale suddenly again. So it can be a roller coaster ride. Going into a business center and having the ability to grow as you are hiring more headcount or you need more space is of vital importance, particularly as you're launching your business and you're in the startup phase, which can be anywhere between 3 to 5 years. You want to have that flexibility to pivot. And then if you go stale and you've got to let go of headcount, you can also downsize your office space. So I think this flexibility is a huge bonus for a lot of companies that are starting up and need a tailor-made solution for themselves. The third one is no need for large long-term contracts. So when you register your company in China, you need a lease agreement of a minimum of 1 year. However, if you go into these traditional office spaces, you will probably be signing something between 3 to 5 years, if not longer. And then you're going to have certain clauses for breach of contract, or if you terminate early, and then you're going to have to pay out money in order to break those contracts. Going into a business center, you will sign a minimum of a 1-year contract, and then you can extend, you can grow, you can move into larger office spaces, and you will have the flexibility to then also terminate when you need to terminate. Again, the key objective is flexibility. The fourth one, and particularly when I arrived in China in 2003, this was so important to me. I arrived in Shanghai in 2003, went into a business center, not actually knowing anybody in Shanghai. Didn't have any friends, didn't have any personal friends. I had one colleague, and that was it. Going into a business center and immediately being in a co-working community and environment, I immediately met professionals and networked with them. But many of those professionals also became friends, and they also became my confidants, my brainstorming arms, my mentors, my coaches in terms of what was happening in the market. Do not underestimate that it gets lonely in China. And if you are seconding expatriates or even just hiring that first person, although they may like to work from home, giving them that opportunity to have a flexible agreement with a co-working environment will be lovely. The fifth one is collaborating with like-minded professionals. As I mentioned, for me, it was the meetups, the networking sessions, the social media platforms, the roundtable events that they organized where I could then network and also meet other experts in other fields and industries where I was able to learn more about doing business in China. And a lot of people tend to like to share in China their mistakes, their war stories, and you learn about what not to do in the Chinese market. So collaborating and being in an environment with these like-minded professionals is a huge asset. The last point I want to highlight is the low-cost option of virtual offices. Now, in China, virtual offices are considered as being illegal. You need to have a room with 4 walls. Certain business centers have been able to go through this loophole and provide registered office address only solutions where you don't actually get to utilize the office, but you have a registered office address. Evaluate your needs. Do you need just a registered office address only solution, or do you want to have the benefits of a co-working community, collaborating with like-minded professionals, and not being alone in the Chinese market, or not having your team being alone in the Chinese market? Evaluate those options, but know that business centers as a launch, as a startup, are usually the cheapest option to begin. They offer you free Wi-Fi connection and phone lines, fully furnished office spaces, staffed receptionists, the opportunity to be able to grow, scale up, and move into bigger spaces, and obviously then regular events and meetups. I hope this video has helped you today. If you've got any questions about registered office addresses, using business centers as registered office address, click our link to our diary and we'd be happy to have a one-to-one conversation with you. Please do like this video. If you did like it, share it. Our goal and ambition is to help as many leaders in the Chinese market who are struggling to succeed and grow and scale. And if you want to learn more about what we do at Woodburn Accountants and Advisors, head on over to our website, woodburnglobal.com. You'll have the full listing of our corporate services, as well as a bunch of other resources in the form of short articles, publications, ebooks, industry guidelines, etc. We wish you a fantastic day. Take care and see you at our next episode. Bye.